Thinking about where to retire, for decades, Arizona and Florida have been the obvious answer. Sunshine, golf, beaches, and retirement communities everywhere. But lately, something interesting's been happening. Retirees are skipping the desert and beaches and they're headed to Wenatchee, Washington. Yes, Wenatchee, the apple capital of the world, tucked in the Columbia River Valley and surrounded by the Cascade Mountains. It's no longer a hidden gem. Retirees across the country are starting to hear about it, and once they visit, they're hooked. So, today we're breaking down why so many retirees are choosing Wenatchee over Arizona and Florida. We'll compare climate, cost of living, healthcare, taxes, outdoor lifestyle, real estate, and the most important part, what day-to-day life is like in retirement. Stick with me until the end because I will share the number one reason why retirees tell me they choose Wenatchee over the big retirement hotspots. And don't forget, if you love videos about North Central Washington, hit the subscribe button and join me every week on Living in NCW. Okay, let's do a quick poll. If you had to choose between living in the mountains or on a beach in retirement, where would it be? Drop it in the comments. First, let's start with climate, probably the biggest deciding factor for retirees. Arizona, yes, it's sunny, but let's be real. Summers are not just warm, they are scorching. The average highs in Phoenix and Tucson range between 105 and 110. That triple digit heat can last for months, and many retirees end up leaving for parts of the year, and this is what locals would call snowbirding, just to escape the heat. Florida, you have beaches, yes, but it's also humid that feels like a wet blanket half of the year. And let's not forget hurricane seasons and storms that can uproot your plans, your insurance rates, and sometimes even your home. Here is the surprise. Wenatchee actually has more sunshine than both Portland and Seattle, averaging 300 plus sunny days a year. Summers are warm and dry with highs in the 80s and 90s. We do hit triple digits from time to time. Winters bring in a little bit of snow, but you don't get the endless gray that you find on the west side of Seattle. You'll get 4 seasons, which you might actually love. Sunny summers for boating, crisp fall for wine tasting, snowy winters for skiing, and blooming spring for gardening. The bottom line, Wenatchee gives you balance, sunshine without the extremes, and you can enjoy the outdoors year-round without fleeing town for 6 months. Next up, let's talk about the dollars and cents. What is cost of living like? So Arizona's housing prices have surged in Phoenix, Scottsdale, and Tucson. The median home price in Arizona is now over $450,000. And retirement communities with amenities often push numbers much higher than that. Property taxes are lower than a lot of states, but the HOA and rising demand can cut into your retirement budget. Florida's draw has always been no state income tax, but demand has been driving home prices up. The median home price in Florida hovers right around $415,000, with waterfront and coastal towns often well above $600,000. And then you add in the higher insurance costs for flood and hurricane coverage, it can get expensive quickly. Okay, so let's talk about Wenatchee, and here's where it's interesting. The median home price in Wenatchee sits right around $500,000. Yes, it is higher than Florida and Arizona, but here's the key. You are buying into a region with security and long-term value. Unlike the oversaturated hubs, Wenatchee still offers affordable housing options. There's single-level homes in quiet neighborhoods, low-maintenance condos, and waterfront properties on the Columbia River or Lake Chelan. And don't forget, Washington State has no income tax, which is a huge savings for retirees compared to Arizona. Here is a quick stat. A retiree who has $80,000 in annual income could save over $4,000 a year in state income tax by choosing Washington over Arizona. That's a vacation or two every single year. So let's jump into healthcare. Healthcare is one of the top 3 concerns for retirees, and for a good reason. Phoenix and Tucson have excellent medical systems, but if you live outside of those metros, access can be limited. Rural areas often require longer drives for specialists. Now, Florida is known for its retiree-focused healthcare, but the sheer demand sometimes leads to longer wait times. In popular areas like Miami, getting to a specialist can take months. So what is healthcare like in Wenatchee? I get this question often. Wenatchee is home to Confluence Health, which is one of Washington's largest and most respected healthcare systems. Washington Valley Hospital and Central Washington Hospital offer full-service care, including cardiology, oncology, and more. For retirees, this means big city healthcare in a smaller, more personal community. Medicare.gov gives Confluence Health 4 out of 5 stars. And if you need a highly specialized treatment, Seattle is only 2.5-hour drive or a short flight from Wenatchee's regional airport. The balance of accessibility and local care is a game changer for retirees who don't want to sacrifice peace of mind. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the lifestyle, what you'll actually be doing in retirement. So Arizona, golf, desert hikes, pickleball, and a lot of time by the pool, which is absolutely great for the dry, hot water and if you love the heat. But options start to narrow when temperatures reach that 110-degree mark. In Florida, there is beaches, boating, fishing, and nightlife. The coast is absolutely beautiful, but crowds and weather can make it a little bit stressful. Here's where Wenatchee really shines, especially if you love the outdoors. It is an outdoor paradise. You have boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on the Columbia River. You can relax at Lake Chelan, a 50-mile-long lake with pristine waters and world-class wineries. Skiing at Mission Ridge, just 20 minutes from downtown Wenatchee. Hiking trails in the Cascade Mountains right at your doorsteps. Cycling, golf, riverfront walk pathways, and endless orchards to explore. There's wine tasting in Chelan and Leavenworth, a Bavarian-style town just 30 minutes from downtown Wenatchee. It's not all about hobbies, it's about lifestyle. Retirees in Wenatchee stay active, social, and connected to the outdoors. And unlike Arizona and Florida, the climate supports variety. Snowshoeing in January, golf in April, paddleboarding in July, and harvest apples in September. Let's talk just a little bit about community and culture. One of the underrated factors in retirement is community. Arizona and Florida, yes, there are large retirement communities, but many of them are transient. Neighbors come and go seasonally, and it can be a little bit harder to make lasting friendships. So let's talk about Wenatchee. There is not any huge planned retirement communities in Wenatchee. We do have a handful of 55 plus neighborhoods. What Wenatchee does have to offer, though, is a small town feel with deep community ties. Retirees here say they feel part of something bigger. There's weekly farmers markets, apple blossom festivals each spring, Pybus Public Market with live music and local vendors, small performing arts theaters, art walks, local wineries that host communities all throughout the year. It's vibrant, it's connected, and it's not overran. Retirees love that they can be a part of the action or retreat to their private quietness when they want to. So what kind of homes can retirees actually buy in Wenatchee? Here's a quick snapshot. There are single-level homes in established neighborhoods, which is perfect for low-maintenance living. There's riverfront condos in East Wenatchee or Lake Chelan, offering the lock and leave convenience if you like to travel a lot. There's golf course homes near Three Lakes or Desert Canyon. There's vacation style cabins in Leavenworth that blend rental potential with personal use. There's custom luxury estates with vineyard views and Columbia River frontage. Unlike the cookie cutter retirement communities in Arizona and Florida, Wenatchee offers diversity of options options, which means retirees can truly customize the retirement lifestyle, whether it's simple or luxurious or somewhere in between. So, why so many retirees are choosing Wenatchee over Arizona and Florida? Well, here's a short, quick list. 300 plus days of sunshine, a true four-season climate without the extremes, affordable real estate compared to coastal Washington or California, no state income tax, strong healthcare access through Confluence Health, outdoor recreation year round, a tight knit community with culture and charm, and proximity to the Pacific Northwest without the major city chaos. And the number one reason why retirees tell me they move here is because of balance. They don't want endless desert heat. They don't want hurricanes or humidity. They want sunshine, variety, affordability, and community. Wenatchee delivers on all of that in one package. I'm Amanda Dallman, your local Wenatchee realtor, and if you're thinking about moving to Wenatchee, I would love to help you find your next home. My information is in the description of this video or on my homepage. I will see you next week with another video about living in North Central Washington.